ratlings, it's Paranoid Rat back for more of the usual bullshit and yapping. So, sit down and listen up because I have the talking tip and you must listen to me. Wahahaha. Anyways, recently the 5th episode of The Amazing Digital Circus was released, and as soon as I watched it, I knew I had to draw it, so you're getting dragged along for that self-indulgent fan art. Deal with it. So first up, I had to do Pomni, and honestly, I had so much fun with this drawing. I feel like for the longest time, I have been aching to do like a clown or gesture design, but just like never have. So she's my excuse for doing that. And based on how much fun I had with this, I think it's reasonable to expect future silly guys. Once again, this is not necessarily a redesign video, it's just me taking characters and designs I like and putting my personal spin on it. I wanted to stay true to a lot of the original material I had with her design, but in true rat fashion, I needed to add way too many details and extras. I wanted to keep like the collar she had, but I also wanted to, of course, make it extra and more gestury. But I was also drawing a jester, and I couldn't resist, so she also got a neck ruff because I can and no one can stop me. I also made her hat thing, I don't know what these are called, headpiece, extra long. Is it impractical? Oh yes, very much so, but it looks cool and I think it adds a really cool shape to the overall design. The part I definitely struggled with the most, and is probably the part I'm most unhappy with, are the shoes. The original design doesn't have much for me to work off of, and I wasn't sure what style of shoe I wanted to go with like the puffy things on top. I tried to combine a few things all together, but I don't know, I'm not happy with it. And I think I like sketched it in expecting to like change it, and I was just kind of putting it in there as a filler, but then I didn't change it, and I don't know, it does not look as cool as I thought it did in my head. But it's not the end of the world, and if I were to redo it, I would definitely come up with something better, but it's fine for now. One thing I did really like was the ribbon theme I added. I really like the texture they added, and like, I don't know, it looks nice to me. And it's a fun way to play with the colors better and break up the design with nice details and different colors and shapes. And what is probably my favorite addition are the stockings. I am a sucker for mismatched sock / pant design things, whatever. And I think it turned out super cute and adds so much. Definitely my favorite part, and I had a lot of fun with it. I've been slowly starting to add more patterns into my art. It just adds so much like visual interest and detail. I don't know, it makes me happy and I love it. It's like a very easy way to make a design more interesting and seem more detailed just by like adding in like a checkered pattern. I was unsure of how I wanted to draw her face. I've been trying to figure out my style a lot lately, and I am often catching myself stuck between going into like super cartoony designs, like massive eyes and exaggerated everything, or leaning towards more like realistic face design, which I really enjoy. Like, I really love drawing faces. But since I could predict the other drawings in this collection were going to be a lot more cartoony, I leaned more in that direction for this one just so they were a bit more cohesive, even though I could have gotten away with a more like realistic design with this, if that makes sense. Next up, I wanted to do Gangle. Gangle's probably my favorite character, and I hope we get to see more about her in the future. I just love Gangle, okay? Drawing her was going to be interesting. I'm not exactly used to drawing ribbon people. I wanted to find a way to make it look like her, but also have room for my stylistic and design preferences. I'd say some people who drew her to look more like a ribbon mummy, which I thought it looked cool, but I don't know, it wasn't doing it for me, and when I tried, I felt like it just looked awkward. I then thought about drawing her in her work uniform thing, but I also didn't like it because the one thing I knew I wanted was to be able to have her wobbly ribbon legs. So after some thinking, I settled on this like baggy hoodie thing. I wasn't sure at first, but I don't know, I feel like it fits her personality and added like a really nice shape to the design. I did get hung up on the color. Part of me wanted to make it blue for like good contrast and also to be like kind of like her like work uniform, but I also thought white would just be super cute for her, and I feel like she would wear white. I guess like it feels like her color. It feels like red and white feel like her colors. But after talking to some people and holding a few polls, the people were very adamant that blue was superior, and I think it looks good. So I guess the people were right. On said hoodie, I also wanted to add some details. So, on the arm, she got a star and a little red spiral on the chest, which were inspired by the design she has on her mask from like her Manic episode. Honestly, I didn't think anyone would notice this, but as soon as I posted this drawing on my Instagram, everyone was going feral over that edition, so that's fun. For her mask, I wasn't sure which version of her I wanted to do, and I was stuck, so we got both. So one side we have like the sad tragedy mask, and on the other side is like her happy manic mask, which are taped together down the middle. I wasn't sure how well it would work, but like I think it looks really good, and it's a nice representation of her character. While looking at other pieces of fan art and ideas from other people, I saw a lot of people like bunching up her ribbons behind her mask to create a bow, and I thought that was adorable, so I had to, and now that's a part of my design. For some reason, I struggled with the colors a lot more than usual on this one. I got it all figured out eventually, but I had so much fun rendering the shiny ribbons. It was the part I was looking forward to the most, and it did not disappoint. Like, I like shiny things, okay? Okay, and now, this one, I just had to do it. It's also like a serious design, but in light of the most recent episode, I had to draw Jax in the maid dress. I had no choice in this, okay? The people demanded it. I did not change much on this one, and I just didn't really bother with any sort of like redesign stuff or being like inventive. And just kind of drew the sassy bunny in the maid dress, okay? Let me have this. I'm not really sure what to say here, but I used like Gooseworks' old drawing of this for my main reference and went from there. If I was to draw this again, I do think I would have tried to add a bit more of my style into it. Once again, I was caught in the middle of going my style and like slightly more realistic, or staying super cartoony. I think this one could have been a lot cooler with some more like stylistic intentionality. I'm just letting this one be a dumb, self-indulgent drawing, and I don't want to be overly critical of it. Rendering the dress had to be my favorite part, honestly. I feel like a lot of time I hear people complaining about rendering and drawing fabric, aka it was me, I was the one complaining. But lately I love drawing fabric so much. I think it's cool trying to think of how it would like lay and move, and then getting to add texture in the shadows. I don't know, it makes me happy and I enjoy it. And I think while I'm here, I should say, I just want to talk about the episode a little bit. And I feel like the most controversy that has come from this episode is when Ragatha loses her cool for a minute. And like, I do not agree with the fandom's hate of this moment for her. I guess it would be considered a spoiler warning, so if you haven't seen that new episode yet, don't watch this, I guess. But I feel like her snapping at Jax was totally valid, and everyone was hating her for having a moment where she wasn't perfect and perfectly kind to everybody. And like, people freaking out over this is so wild to me. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I think it's so strange, like the double standard people have here, especially when Jax is allowed to be a jerk no matter what, because like that's like his personality and it's quirky and funny. But the moment that like somebody stood up to him and calling him out, is it, like they're the bad one now? Personally, I don't love Ragatha, but I thought it was cool that they included that scene, and I really added to like the moral grayness and complexity of the cast. Anyways, I love this show so much, and every episode is better than the last, and I'm so excited to see where it goes and what happens, and learn more about the characters. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this show and the new episode, if you want to tell me about it in the comments, because I love reading your guys' thoughts. Anyways, there we go. It feels like forever since I did a video like this. Again, just some silly little fan art and yapping. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video and my art, you can support me here on YouTube, interacting with my content, or find me on my other socials here. I hope you enjoyed this and that you are all staying safe and taking care of yourselves. Thank you all for your support and kindness as I figure things out with YouTube and my art and burnout and stuff. You guys are best, and I'll see you soon. The rat meeting is now dismissed. Till next time, ciao!